Hey love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom, so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. And if you feel like you truly resonate with the content, drop a line. I would love a chance to hear from you. Let me know where you're watching my videos from, and just give insight. Just be able to interact. I would love to get to know you as you're knowing me. And anybody who's going through stuff to get to stuff that you're working on, different things you're trying to manifest, things you're trying to cut away from, heal from, just release, forgive, and let go. I'm sending so much love and light towards your way. Because it's like it's been really intense. As soon as I said this at 12:12 on the clock. I've been going through to get to. So whatever you're needing, what you're, different things that you keep to yourself that you be praying on a daily just to get through, to get to. So I'm sending so much love, light towards you. Anybody who's coming in with nefarious ass vibes, Decepticon ass energy, whatever you're placing on, it's only going towards you. Okay? It's like anything that you're doing, and it's for low vibrational reasons, selfishness, greed, pick me vibe, whatever, that's staying with you. Okay? So any evil eye, go blind. Mind spirits, go deaf. And ill will you speaking on others, it goes mute. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, even going through the storm, you learn how to dance in the rain. We've been going through so many changes, so many healing stages that you're going through. You're constantly going through spiritual transition. Some folks dealing with spiritual reparation. Like all those different things. And sometimes it can be in the vibe where when is it ever gonna stop? And why do I have to keep going through all these different things? And a lot of times, sometimes we don't get the answers, and it just depends on your situation. Sometimes you do, a lot of times that when we're going through different things, and it's hard for us to not be in our emotions and have something positive to really think about that, especially if you're going through a lot of intense things and it's just like life is not agreeing with you yet, and you're just trying to move forward. And a lot of times it's like, I know I can say about me, I'm not saying about anybody else, because I don't know, individuals may vary. You go through a lot of things. There's sometimes you got to just go through it, and sometimes things hit you hard. It could be an anniversary that's coming up, or you could be going through a divorce, or some real trite stuff is going through at your job, where it just feels like you never get a break. Just one day you get you take an easy moment, and then everybody looking at you like you're not doing your job, little crazy stuff. But you're going through the changes, and it's like something within your soul when you have gone through so many level ups. It's just like the level ups don't feel like leveled up. It just feel like all hell just keep breaking loose into your life. But you have to understand, when you are the chosen one, the anointed one, Heyoka, whatever, you're generational curse breaker, you gonna always catch hell. There ain't nothing gonna go easy for you. If you can go to work and home and actually have a good day 2-3 days in a row, baby, give yourself an award. That would be you'd be like, dang, I actually had 3 days and it was drama free. Nobody tried to trigger, nobody was trying to let your illusions off, or feeding, had to feed into people's ego or pride. You go through these different things. And a lot of times when we notice, a lot of times we feel like, okay, things are not changing because I'm still stuck in this situation. I feel stagnant. All these things that's going on. It just feel like, the one who's doing all the work, trying to do good, is the one who's always catching hell. And it's just like we really don't know, what's going on when it comes to, different people that are bringing their issues towards you. A lot of times we say it's us against the world. I used to say that as well, but it was just like the more I started going down my spiritual awakenings and spiritual just knowing myself on a whole different level, I felt like it was me against me, And a lot of times, even when you have people directing towards you, like you may have been seen as the, the scapegoat or the black sheep of the family. Anybody who's labeled as that is the one who don't deal with the bullshit that will bring the shit to you, and you will F around and find out with that person. And usually if you're the whistleblower and you call it like it is and you ain't sugarcoating nothing, you the kind of whistleblower, you always gonna catch it. Because you going against the grain, and that sometimes people don't like that. I used to catch like that all the time. My mom was like, what are you doing? To where all the time there's somebody always, you always in trouble about something. And I said, I just don't take no mess, Mom. And she see how I am. I used to bring the drama, and I'll be the one finishing it at the same time. That's just how I used to be. But it was like going through life, I felt like my life wasn't right. It's like something was there. There's a big part of me missing. I don't know if anybody else felt like that when it was like right before that initial, spiritual awakening hit. I went through this. I kept on always saying before I turned 40 or right when I turned 40, there's going to be some real drastic stuff that is going to happen in my life and it's going to leave me shook. That was 7 years ago. And it was just like, yeah, I went through, I went through the death of knowing how life was orchestrated towards me. And I mean, I went through so many, nervous breakdowns, just panic attacks, not wanting to be around nobody, didn't trust anybody, just really, like, I would laugh at my truth, like, I would think about it and, look at my dad's picture and just laugh, like, this didn't happen. And just growing and going through this, and I meant to say growing, I was growing through my moments of pain, going through, pain. And you just had to really just dance with it. Because it just felt like, when I said reality hit me. I had to look at a lot of disturbing things, when it was surrounding my life or surrounding, the truth of my life. And it was like, God wasn't easy with it. Because it's like, I want to know. And it's like, remember I seen the spirit of my dad. And he was like, you sure you want to know? Because he's like, you're not going to be able to digest this when you find out what happened. And I'm like, I have to know. And then when I started finding out all these different things, it was like, I was like a ticking time bomb. Like, I'm not about to go through all these different things. And it was like throughout the years, I had to really deal with some brutal stuff. And I had to learn how to dance around that. I'm like, where do I guide myself? And then it was just like something, I don't even know. I'm trying to even still remember how I even got on YouTube. I can't even remember because I was going through so many different things. And it was just like meeting so many different people from so many different walks of life all over the world, and it was just like when things was really going really good for me and I was, getting a lot of subscribers and getting a lot of views on different stuff and, going through different social media, groups and stuff like that. And I was learning so much about myself, so much about my surrounding. And it was just like, even though I had to go through something drastic, a lot of us do that. A lot of times we don't notice our purpose. I very seldom, like I said, through my whole spiritual, awakening. I probably can count like probably one or two people I've met where they said, Roslynn, my life wasn't traumatic. I had a supportive family. Me and my siblings got along. We have a very supportive family. And I'm like, wow, tell me about that. Because I'm just like, my life has always been mixed with chaos. So, living vicarious through somebody who didn't have to really go through that struggle. But initially, he had to experience, a certain amount of life until something was awakening a part of him that he needed to know about. These are the different things. And it's just like, it's not comparing one person's experience to another, but I feel like there's always going to be a part of you when you go through that, no matter what kind of walk of life you go through, where you can actually have supportive family. You don't have to have that black sheep of the family or anything like that. It could have been just you, exploring life, and then it comes to that time where there's something about yourself you really need to know. And it would take you down like rabbit holes. And it's like so many rabbit holes that I go down, and I've seen how, my category on, so many different things has changed in my life. What I read into, what do I allow myself to, focus on, what do I, allow myself to be around. And it was like so many changes that came into my life, you know, and I can say I was even grateful for the downfalls, you know, really downfalls, seeing how people really felt about me when it was like the table was turned. Now I needed help, you know, how I had to go through those different things. And it was like, even when those were like really like traumatic, you know, it was like everybody fell out of my life. I never thought that I would have to go through what I'm going through physically by myself. But it was just like, you know, being able to meet y'all on social media and here on YouTube and stuff like that, and we're still friends and we're still family. I don't even want to say friends, I say family. It's like soul family. You find out your tribe through different spiritual connections that you have, or curiosity about, you know, okay, you know, I have these gifts where I feel different. You know, I've always felt different. I always felt like I stuck out, or I didn't blend in with other people. I was like always a sore thumb. And maybe that I mean, to me, I feel like that's amazing, to be able to be a person that, you know, you don't follow suit with a lot of people. I mean, it's just like, we're all carbon copies of each other. That would be so boring. You know, you had to be able to stick out somewhere into your life. And, you know, and it'll be at times like, you can speak for yourself, Roslynn. You know, I'm going through something, and it's just like I can't see any positive thing out of that. Trust me, I've been there. It'll be sometimes I'll see myself going down that vibe, and I really got to shake it off. You know, I got a lot of moments where I'm like that. You know, a lot. You know, I've heard, you know, or even I've told y'all, you know, a lot of people that envy you or are intimidated by you, making you feel like, you know, they don't hurt enough, or they're not broken enough, they're not this. And people really don't know, especially if you're a person where I've been through so much as a child. It was like, if it was backwards, like if I had a loving, caring family, and all of a sudden people just started, you know, passing away, and then you get stuck with this truth, and then all of a sudden they came up on you like vultures. Oh, they would have been able to X me out with a heartbeat. But I went through real traumatic stuff, going from a baby all the way, you know, into my life. So it was always, it was like, you gotta level up on the cruelty that's going on in your life. You gotta level, you know, you gotta go through some really brutal things for you to be able to know what can you have to land on. Because it'll be just different times when we hear different experiences, like people talk about on social media, like, I went through this, you know, I went through that, you know, the Me Too movement, or the SA, or the CA, or any kind of abuse, you know, that you have gone through. And being able to tell people, I went through this, you know, I overcome these are the different things that I had to face it, you know, on a daily basis. Or I had to go through this with people that you look like they want to hurt a fly. Next thing you know, they're like Jekyll and Hyde when they're behind the daggone closed doors. You know, you go through so much, and, you know, and people really don't know. And you try to have a normal everyday life. Sometimes you can see some people where you can really tell they're going through something, or they're going through some changes, and you can tell just by the way that person act. And it's like, if I even look at the changes I made, you know, like I tell y'all, I used to be able to tell people, hey, I'm going on self-care. I stopped doing stuff like that, and I tell everybody like that. When you're going through so many changes and your veil is almost close to non-existent, and that really triggers a lot of people that are comfortable being in those ignorant type vibrations, or comfortable being at a low vibration, because, you know, some people in their mind feel like, I'm too old to change, or I know everything, I know enough, you know. And it's just like, when reality was really hitting me, I have to change, I have to heal, you know, I have to be able to move through these different things, and being able to tell people, you know, I had these conversations with universe and spirit, like, I don't want to be a hypocrite, you know, I'm trying to tell people love and light and this and this and that, when you really, I mean, you with the shit, you know what I'm saying? You going through it. I mean, you seeing truth in the most brutal way, but it's, in a way, it's kind of beautiful at the same time, because if nothing else can mask that, you had to digest what the heck you're seeing, what you're going through, what you've been going through. It make more sense. Like, you couldn't understand why, you know, people envying you, or you couldn't, you know, you always try to understand why people always make you feel low, or the different accomplishments you had, it wasn't really nothing but let somebody do something like, oh my God, I stepped on a step without tripping, and they had a whole party for it. You know, you go through all these different things, and I really had to understand, you know, why I went through certain things that I had to go through. Why I was always, every time I turn around, it was drama always following me, or different things that I was doing I know I wasn't doing, but people say I was. I had to go through that constantly. And it was like, I can tell people I didn't love myself. There was different things that, I allowed people to do. Because it's like if your parent treats you like this, and I ain't gonna say my mom did, but when my mom came at me like that, I gave her a reason to, because I was just like oil and water with her, very disrespectful, because I was always supposed to see her as the bad parent, and other parent was like the whole holy grace, the holy grail, when it was totally opposite. It was just totally opposite. My mom was the good parent. Wanting me to be loved, wanting me to know the truth about my life, wanting me to have a deeper understanding about that. But I had a different parent that I no longer call a parent that was jealous of that. Didn't want me to be able to have that because he didn't have that. So I couldn't have it either. And it was just like, I had to be able to go through these things. And it's just like, wow, I notice how when I speak on things, I can actually say it without getting emotional or getting in my feelings. These are things that really hurt me. These are different things that really triggered me. But I had to be able to allow myself to tell myself when getting out my feelings, because it's like, you have every right to feel this way. Your life was robbed of you. People, don't want you speaking the truth about the things that you go through, the things that you've been going through, things that, people are doing. They're out, in the spotlight and trying to make themselves look one way when they're totally opposite the other. You had to go through all these different things. And it was just like, that's where my strength came from. I had to be strong for myself when strong was all I had to roll with, because I feel the vibes where people feel like I don't go through enough suffering. And I'm just like, what the hell did I do to you for you to even want to wish that type of vibe on me? But it's like, the fact is, when I've gone so strong, even after knowing what people did and just being a sound mind, but also, I don't bite my tongue about it. I talk about it freely when I'm feeling like, okay, this is something I need to share, and just keep moving. But now it's just like, I don't want to constantly always go on to that. It's just about being in a traumatic situation and learning how to heal through the truth. It's something like, dang, we all need to be able to talk about that. How do we heal when we have self-doubt? How do we heal when you have issues with holding confidence for yourself? How can you be able to digest and look somebody in the eye if they did the unspeakable to you without you wanting to do the same thing to them? You really had to go through a lot of things on how to forgive, let go, cutting ties. Do not allow yourself to be vengeance is mine. Vengeance is God, saith the Lord. He had to be able to be on that vibe where we could not be, the rule, the judge and jury for other people, even though, shit, it's my damn life. I'm going to be able to tell what I want to, but I just couldn't be that vibe where I seen me trying to take the law into my hands. And it's just like, I had me some good ancestors that stopped me from doing something very crazy, and just allowing, let God to do this, and at times where it was like the more and more stuff I was finding out, I would be angry. I'm like, why are you allowing things to keep going like this? And it was just like, I have to go off of his understanding. Even though we go through a lot of things in life where we trying to understand where was God at when these trifling things happen to us, or lowball, or, just really gutter things has happened. And it's like, either you can allow these things to really like corrupt your life, and just basically, this is why like we deal with a lot of people who's hurt people. They feel like, oh, if I feel this way, I feel like the world need to feel this way. But it's just like, the way I came to it, it's a choice. I really went through some real effed up stuff that had nothing to do with me. It was all about other people's insecurities, or what they felt like they were entitled to, or they should have had, or, I said, if it was supposed to be like that, I think you would have had it. You wouldn't have to go through these measures to do what you're doing. But it was, it was just like this. I found my purpose through that, I love, I've had a lot of people that's been in my life, and they say, Roslynn, I love talking to you. It's easy to talk to you because you don't judge. And it's like, or if I'm gonna ask you something, you won't be honest with me, even if it hurts. You know, I said there'll be sometimes I have to digest the truth. I don't want to listen to. I don't want to sit here and tell somebody something, and I'm not doing it myself. That's, you know, I have to deal with that a lot around me. I'm just not. And I had to learn how to deal with that, you know, because some people are like, girl, you going through all this and this and that. And it's just like, I can't stop what people do. They can't stop what I'm going to do, you know. Everything meant to happen what it is, but I just refuse to live every day miserable because other people just choose to be that way. You know, I made that choice. You know, I want to get better. I want to heal. I don't want to allow me to become bitter like other people, where I'm seeing where their low vibrations is really sending them to or guiding them towards. I don't want to be that way. You know, that's why a lot of times you had to be around narcissistic people. You had to be around people that were sociopaths and psychopaths. Because this is where they show you. You see where people don't want to heal. Or you want to see how people will always point the finger at everybody else. Everybody the problem but them. You know, you had to really go through this. This is what this looks like. Do you want to be like that? Or there'll be different things that you may do unsubconsciously. And you had to be able to connect with somebody who projects the same type of energy out, and you have to see, like, wow, that's how I act, or this is what I do. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, but a lot of times it's like we all mirror each other. Either this is something that, you know, I'm not saying that every time you're like, Roslynn, trying to stand with narcissists because I attract narcissists. When you have a powerful light, you attract everything. Okay, and narcissists, you know, we are their supply. You know, you just give and give and give. But it'll be just those times. It's like we need narcissists in our lives so we can say, you know, God proves a point when he puts us, you know, together with toxic people like that. Or they got to give us a whole broken family. You have, and the most one that they don't put all the brokenness into is the one who's making sense about different stuff. You know, they chose you to be able to do that. And, you know, and a lot of times we ask Spirit, we ask Universe and God, why do you feel I can be able to do this? You know, I'm dealing with a lot of things I don't want to deal with no more. You know, and it's just like, even when you may feel that way, and I hear this a lot, you know, even when you may feel like I'm trying to break you, or I just don't love you, or I don't care, I'm proving a point to people. You can stay damaged as long as you want to stay damaged. That's your choice, you know. But there's a lot of people out here that I can say there are in situations where you got people like on you, like, you know, like sugar on grits, or wanting to see, you know, they put you in some kind of, like, it's like a training camp just to break you. I understand there's people in situations like that. They can't be helped. But there's a lot of people that are in situations where the choice is up to you. You can allow you to keep bleeding on people that didn't cut you. You can keep hurting people that didn't hurt you, you know, and you're finding fault in everybody else and being ignorant towards yourself. Or you can use the different things as soon as you hear that, you know, my cat starts. Or you can use this and allow this to be that tool to make you a better person. And that's usually the reason why you have been chosen to be able to dance in the rain. You be put in these chaotic storms. You know, some people be going through the ones like Hiroshima, and all respect due to anybody who's got family who was tied into that. It's not being disrespectful. I'm just trying to say the catastrophe of what you're dealing with within your life. You know, because a lot of times, I mean, we can be losing our whole self. We can be a whole hot mess. But you can be stoic enough to where, you know what, you in front of people that's just praying to see a tear come out of your eye. Or you got different people that, you know, you going through something and they're wishing the worst. They go, okay, my car broke down. Shoot. They trying to make sure the mess be blowing up while you up in it. You know, you got really hateful people out there in the world. It just, everything is like a walking, like everything got to be wrong just because everything's wrong in my life. You know, and not really understanding, are you healing? Are you holding yourself accountable for the things that you did? I had to be able to go through that. So it's not like, you know, I'm trying to sit up here and trigger anybody, but it's just like I had to be able to call my own self chin check. You know, if I hear something and I get upset about it, because mentally I know I can resonate with that. I resonate with that. So I had to be able to, you can't just sit up here and tell people and not take your own advice. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like different times I see videos where people, oh, love and light. And I'm like, nah, we ain't all love and light and rainbows and shoots and ladders every damn day. You be going through a whole hot mess, Shawshank Redemption type, you trying to dig out of a hole with a plastic spoon. It'll be those different things. But it's just at that point in life when you were going to allow yourself to live in a happy mindset, or, create better, visions for yourself. Because a lot of times it's like how we see the world is how we see ourselves. And I had to be able to learn that. Like, how you see the world is how you see yourself. If you see everybody turn against you, and I mean, shoot, and you could really have people turning against you. It's just, there will be certain things within you, and it's sad. There's sometimes, I don't know how, but there's some really dark people that we're strongly connected to, whether we want to be or not. And they see that special part of you, and they are so quick to want to destroy it because they don't see it within themselves. And it was just like, and I feel like everybody has that in their life. They really, truly do. But it's up to them to where you can use that energy to bring something good out of your life, or you can allow that to be something that can bring something bad into your life. Because, I had to be at that point, like, it's not easy to wake up in the morning, especially when you're dealing with stuff you don't want to deal with no more. Like, look, I'm just trying to make the best of this. And it's like, that's all God wants you to be able to do. And he wants you to just follow suit on what you're being guided to do. Because there's a lot of different things that's taking place into your life where your intuition is really pulling you towards this. It's just like, there'll be days where I'm just like tapped out, like, and I have to come, I gotta go to the cracks and crevices just to get the energy to make a video. And it makes me feel so much better after that. And I was so glad I allowed myself to do that. Because I've been going through a lot of changes. And this is something I know I had to go through. It'd be certain things that you really scared to allow yourself to tap into. You have to be able to look at things that really was really brutal to you, and allow that to use you to become a better person. Because I had to be able to do that, because it's just like with my situation, I have to be around people that are just refusing to heal and don't want to be held accountable for stuff. And I had to be like, I can't force you to do that. God's going to allow you to do that. I ain't got to force you to do nothing. I just got to work on me. I can't allow myself to take things personal, or I have to keep reminding myself, don't put yourself in a victim mentality. These are different things that's taking you towards that next level. Your enemies are your footstool. And it is. It's like a lot of times we don't realize, because there'll be times where I'm like, I wish these folks would get out of my life. It's like I'm under a magnifying glass that I don't even want to, be under. So I want to live my life peacefully and be left the hell alone, But it'll be just, life is in mystery. It has to be that way. It has to be some kind of plot twist to your life you go through. But it's just like, life gives you lemons. You got to see what you can do with that. Lemons you can use so much for. Exfoliating, making your house smell good, cleaning up, making lemonade, making lemon pudding, lemon cake, whatever you want to do with it, instead of leaving a lemon. There's a lot of people that you have to be around that will just be making every excuse about that lemon because it takes some work, and you have to be able to do that. It's just, I have to be. Well, it's just like, it ain't even talking bad about nobody, ain't trying to, what it is. It's like, I look at the people that don't want to grow, and I feel that energy, and I feel that vibe, and see it. I'm like, no, y'all might, you know what? Let me go over here and meditate. Let me go over here and journal. Let me go ahead and give God his graces, because no, I will not. No. And it's just like, I look at everything that I went through, and it's just like, it's grown me. In so many ways. Even when I'm still trying to understand life within itself, why does it have to be the way it has to be for me? And it's just like, these changes hold purpose to it. Your pain holds some kind of power to it, but it's just up to you to be able to use it. It really is just up to us to be able to use that. It's so easy for us to sit here and think about every negative thing that went on in our lives. But then it's just like, it would be that. And I've been thinking about people. I was like, I don't even talk to these people no more. I don't even got to see these people no more. Why am I allowing stuff like that to get to me? And I had to be able to just, I had to be at peace about that. And it's just like, it's not there to remind you of that, but it's just allowing you to have, you holding room and for things that, you know, you should be making peace with at now. You know, there's a lot of things that you want to do in your life. So many different things you want to be able to connect with in your life. Especially if, you know, I'm talking about to the ones that's like every day is trying to make a better life for themselves. Not about cutting corners, not about stealing, conniving, but actually putting in the work to do what they can to make their life better. And, you know, and it's like a lot of us, we're going through it where you can't take no shortcuts, even if you wanted to, because this is where the purpose ends. You know, purpose keeps, you know, connecting with you into your spirit. You know, we got the thunder beings, you know, we got our collective, we got our ancestors, we got our spirit guides, the archangels, the deities, you know, the ghost, you know, I said the ghost, yeah, Holy Ghost too, you know, God and goddesses. We connect in so many different ways. Everything is connected, and it's just like knowledge is power, healing is power, standing in your power is ultimate power. You know, and it's just like, and when you use that time, there's, you know, and I had to be able to psych my own self out at time, but it's true. There's people in life that's going through so much more, so much worse than I am, and they wishing they had that stress. Even like I said, that ain't gonna make me feel better, but it's just like, you know, allow the things that you can't control, be able to heal from those things, be able to release those things. You know, you have a lot of times, you know, people are being urged to, like, you try to have a good day here because somebody, you know, want to piss on it. And you're not giving them permission to, you know. Because I remember a lot of times where I said, you know what, I look back and I know how they say you had to trust the process. And I used to hate that. I'd be ready to punch somebody in the face for whoever invented that. You know, keep your mouth shut. Stop talking about stuff like that, okay? Because I don't want to be trusting nothing like that, you know, especially dealing with the stuff I got to deal with. I ain't got patience for stuff like that. But then I started noticing, like, you know, what I don't, you know, you would think, like, okay, when you start ignoring things, they'll go away. You know, I used to tell myself that, and I'm like, no, the hell it don't. Not with this situation, you're not. You know, you wish would, but, you know, it would be common sense. But, you know, it's like lack of common in the sincere area. You know, it just ain't working. But, you know, it is what it is. And I learned so much from this. I've grown so much stronger and just being real vocal about it, because I know there's a lot of people going through stuff. You going through the rain. It's like a lot of times we're being guided there just to be able to know you are that storm. You are that calmness. You going through the storm because this is you getting familiarity, whatever that word is. You trying to get familiar with a part of you that feels foreign to you. And it's like you're not creating a whole new person. You going back to the truth of who you truly are, without having to be, you know, caked in and casted in with the neglect and the abandonment and all these other different things that has taken place into your life that really made you look at life different, yourself different, people that you thought was family. This is that chance where it gave you a reality saying this is your truth. And so how you going to be able to move with it? How you going to transform this to where it makes you the boss of your, you know, we got to go through God, but where are you guiding yourself to go to? Are you trying to create something bigger and better in your life by living in your truth? Or you want to allow this truth to eat you up and give that an excuse on the reason why you choose to stay low vibrational? You know, that's up to you. You know, but a lot of times it's like, depending on what kind of purpose you have, you can go ahead and play that mess if you want to. Some people, God ain't even going to make an effort. Like, hey, if you want to stay there, okay. You know, but there'll be other ones like, nah, that ain't your mission, get up. You know, you start making stuff really hard for you. You'll start noticing that. Like, if you try to go against the grain, you start making things really hard for you, because he's like, I had, you know, plans for you. And for me to go ahead and do this, he started, you know, turning the flame up on the fire for you. You had to really go through stuff like that. And it's like these changes are going around. It's like, you know, even when it rains, you know, even when you are in the storm, learn to be able to calm yourself in that and dance in it as much as you can. You know, you times are short, you know, and it's just the way life is. We need to stop taking it for granted. You know, if there's anything we can do in life to make our life better, we should make those choices to be able to do that. You know, a lot of times you had to go through the worst. You had to be able to see yourself for who you truly are and know who you truly are. And a lot of times in sad situations, when we go through some kind of trauma, you could have been that one that was always giving that love, always be that one that's the light of the party, always bringing laughter and joy into somebody's life. And when you get slapped with that truth, it kind of like dies that down, depending on whatever you're going through. But it's up to you to be able to want to reinvent yourself to be bigger and better because of that. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Much love to everybody. Thank you for the love, and the constant support y'all give me is truly, truly appreciated. For the DMs, the donation, or the emails, and all those different things, the subscribes, the shares. I really, truly appreciate that. And you will see me on my next video. If you would love to be generous enough to drop a donation, the Cash App is there. If you want to go ahead and email me as well, that is there in the description box below. And just have a blessed, safe, prosperous week. Be safe and responsible at everything you do. Much love to you. Namaste, shalom. I say God bless. Much love to you. Peace. And I'm out.